Yo, what up? Yo, it's your boy Shady C here. Now, I wanted to discuss my all-time favorite pro wrestling video game, No Mercy. Now, I'm calling this video No Mercy versus the World because when No Mercy came out, it became, at least in my Nintendo loving opinion growing up, the standard in which you would judge every other game. For example, I had this friend when I was younger. He had, oh God, what game system? He had, it was PlayStation he had. I had an N64. And so I had No Mercy. I remember I went to his house. We played WWF Attitude. Was it Attitude or was it the one after that? It was one of those two games. I think it was Attitude. And it played like crap. Button combinations. I was used to my No Mercy layout. Now, the games did come out, like, I believe a couple years apart from each other. I believe. Don't quote me on it, man. I don't remember everything. But anyways, so we would go to his house and play Attitude. Then come to my house and play No Mercy. And he got hooked on No Mercy. And then years later, there was a guy that moved upstairs. He was older than me, but he was cool. He was a wrestling fan. He had Here Comes the Pain, the SmackDown game. I believe it was for PS2. And I would play it with them. And again, button combinations. I didn't know how to do any. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I was a G at it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't play it. I couldn't win one match. You couldn't put me against the easiest guy in the game and I could win. No, couldn't. So then I introduced him. He had never heard of it because he was a PlayStation guy, and before then he was a Genesis guy. So I introduced him to No Mercy, and that became the game that we played constantly. He'd come down, you want to play? Yeah, let's play. So No Mercy, even to games ahead of its time, became the standard. Now you got the newer games, and I mean, I'll give it to them. The buttons are easier than like with Attitude and SmackDown, but they're still not No Mercy layouts. And you can go ahead, pause this video right now if you want to. You can go ahead and look at any other YouTuber or any other game website that is a list of the top 10 pro wrestling video games, and usually No Mercy will be at number 1. So I ask, God, not THQ, 2K. I ask 2K, or I ask any other game company in the future that might get the WWE license. Why not use the No Mercy engine, the button layout at least the button layout? No Mercy was the game anybody could pick up and play and have a good time. You didn't have to like wrestling. Honestly, growing up, most of my friends didn't like wrestling, but they liked No Mercy. Literally only took you a few minutes to get all the moves down. Finishers wasn't A and B together. Finishers wasn't, in the case of Attitude, run, forward, down punch, low punch, high punch. It wasn't all that. It was simply a flick. You would get a strong grapple and flick the joystick. That's all. It was fun. I mean, there's challenge to it. You could put the game on easy, medium, hard if you're playing against a computer. But it was something that everybody could play and enjoy and have fun with, is what's most important about it. So, No Mercy, growing up, literally became the game that everybody would, okay, well, this is cool, but it's not No Mercy. Unfortunately, WCW and WCW Revenge got lost in the shuffle a little bit. Same cool, it's a fun game. Same button type of combination, but No Mercy. I guess since it was the last of the bunch. See, growing up, I gave all the credit to THQ. The credit should have gone to Aki, man. Aki knew what they was doing. And honestly, it was fun that time period. Because you would go on the computer. Of course, if you were me, you were poor. So you'd go to the library and use their computer to go online. You'd go in there into the little chat rooms they had. And you would get in there with people who liked other games. Oh, no. No Mercy's better because of this, that, and the other. Someone else might go, no. SmackDown's better, or Attitude is better, or, you know, it was a fun time. It was a fun time to be alive. I was watching, I can't remember his name. Did a video on Warzone. That was the game after Attitude, Warzone. And said, if you grew up during that time period, you loved it. No, I didn't love it. I can remember I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing about, it was either Attitude or whichever one came first, man, I don't know. Getting the magazine, looking at it, and it looked like cardboard cutouts. The way they held their hands, it was so weird. But No Mercy then became the game that you would judge against every other game. I did it. When, Day of Reckoning came out. I got Day of Reckoning. Not right away now. You gotta wait for the price to go down. So you get Day of Reckoning. And it was a good game. But it wasn't No Mercy. The buttons were a little easy. Well, not easier than No Mercy, but easier than what they were on the PlayStation game systems. On the game system. Like PlayStation games, man. But it still wasn't No Mercy. So No Mercy became the game that literally at least every Nintendo fanboy, and I'll admit it, damn right, Nintendo was the bomb. Every Nintendo fan would judge. And to this day, people still judge it against today's games. The graphics have gotten much better, obviously, with time. The button combinations are horrendous. But anyways, if you tell me your memories, what was the first wrestling game you liked? Comment or don't comment. It's up to you either way. But my favorite was, that's not the first game I remember playing as a wrestling game, but it was just my favorite. You also had things like WrestleMania, the arcade game that preceded it. But definitely No Mercy, yo.